Hey smokers, Drug1 here. Today I'm going to see if I can get some sort of 3D modeling software to work inside of Windows 98. Right now I'm in a Windows 98 virtual machine, so we're probably not going to get very far due to its lack of graphic support, but I want to see if I can even get the software running, let alone actually do anything with it. So right here I have the first available Blender for Windows that was originally from 2006. The version 1.0 only ran on IRIX computers, so there's no original Windows version. It's only version 1.6. So I haven't even clicked on this button yet. Like most of my videos, I do this stuff blind, and what's gonna happen, as I'm gonna guess, is I'm gonna click on this and it's gonna be a red error box, and it's not gonna work, just like always. Wait a minute, version 1999? What? 1999? That means this is gonna work. Windows 95 NT beta version? What? Dude, this is exactly what I needed. Let's launch it up. Holy fucking balls. Jesus, it works. And it still starts with that little square, a cube in the middle. How do we move the camera? I totally forgot how to use this. Well, that's the same. Control Z doesn't work, but shit. Might have been nice. Okay, so you press G to translate. G, translate on the x-axis. Why? No, it doesn't work like that. Fuck, this is totally a video for Akip Cuckoo. Well, I can render it. I don't think there's a light. I don't even know how to zoom in or out. There's so much stuff. A lot of white space, too. I don't know what's happening. Okay, it just keeps going. And I finally ended up with a file browser. Okay. Seems to have some sort of module elements. It's not good. Can't figure it out. Probably because I'm stupid. Alright, let's launch it again. Okay, so let's just render the blank one. Okay, alright. That doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna guess that it's because the scene is not lit. Ooh, minus. Okay, plus. Zoom in, zoom out. So yeah, I'm not seeing any light source in here. There's a light button here. But I think that's for modifying light settings, not necessarily creating lights. Translate view, zoom view. Okay, you click. Ah! Now we're getting somewhere. It's based on clicking and holding. Is this rotate? Okay, so I made a little bit of progress here. Middle click rotates the view. As you can see, it's rendering it pretty damn well in real time. And again, this is in a virtual machine which has no graphic support whatsoever. I mean, this would look just as good on like the 98 machine, because this is technically worse than the 98 machine. I can move this around. If I press R, I can do some rotation. I'm assuming rotate Y. No. I used to use a little bit of this, but I really don't remember. So I don't know why it's black. It just has no texture to it. I assume that's what sort of this sort of stuff is. This stuff. So materials, change. See, this is apparently what it's supposed to look like. So, but again, I don't have a light. I don't know how to make a light, so that's problematic. Because if I do try to render it, it looks like poop. I see nothing. So, let's see. Alright, so here is all the Blender releases. As you can see, there are some that are from 2003, and I was off. But so I downloaded this. It says 2006, but yet it's a 1999 version. I don't understand that. I really don't. So why don't we stay within 2003 and go with Blender 2.3 right here. Now we got a lot more options here. So we got Windows. Now we got a little box icon. All right. Now I do have kernel X installed, so that's probably going to help run this stuff if it's not going to run by itself already. Yeah, this looks like a Windows XP Era 1. Yeah. So let's see if that works. And it does. And this one actually looks a little bit better, and it has a file menu, which gives us options for other things. So now, again, it looks mostly the same, but some of this stuff is not broken like it was before. And this is actually more what I'm familiar with, because I started using Blender, and I think it was 2005, 2006, so... Anyway, so this looks a little bit better. Let's see what happens when we try to render current frame. We're getting something similar. Could be because there's lack of graphics drivers or whatever, but I'd like to think that it's because we don't have anything in the scene yet. Or we don't have lighting in the scene. As you can see, we don't have anything. But we should have a background image of some sort. Okay, so I added a lamp. These are some of the lamp properties here. Let's go to render current frame. And it definitely should have done something by now, or it's totally lagging out. I'm not sure. I'm going to guess that it's not working. But I think this is going to be our winner here, because this one is actually working. And I can make a light, and there's like a file menu in here. So I don't know all the hotkeys and the other thing. So this is probably going to be our winning software right here, Blender version 2.3. So I'm going to put a copy of this Blender 2.3 on the Windows 98 machine and run it with a real video card, the same video card that can play Minecraft. So it's kind of weird. So let's get out of the virtual machine and do something real. Okay, so this is the Windows 98 machine. For whatever reason, it was not going into 1080p mode for me, and it was doing all sorts of weird stuff. So you're getting a 4x3 thing here. It's just going to have to do for now. So I'm going to install Blender exactly how I did with the virtual machine, and it launches right up. Let's see if we can look at About Blender. Built in 2003, so holy shit. So we can middle click, and here we have a default lamp, a default camera, and now it's a cube instead of a plane. So let's go ahead and render the current frame. And bam, there you go. Now this is going to be a little bit faster at rendering than you might expect on a computer of this age. And that's because we have the issue of it being a much newer machine. And I'm assuming that Blender is really using the CPU for a lot of this stuff. So it is a multi-gigahertz machine. I believe it's a 1.4 gigahertz. I forgot entirely. So I know pretty much nothing about 3D modeling. I only know some basic commands with this and using Blender. So why is that not? Oh, because I'm using the wrong keyboard. That might help. And then that's also the wrong keyboard. And there we go. So we render it now. Now it looks like that. Okay, so I know a little tiny bit, but I mean that's really the extent of it. That is bare bones basic. But what we need here is we need to add a mesh, add a plane, and of course it lines it up in a weird ass way. Did it merge it? I think it merged it with the other thing. That's just lovely. Yes, it did. Oh my god, there is no undo command. There's no edit menu. Okay, so that's just going to be a weird-ass thing that has a plane merge inside of it. Okay. Okay, let's make another plane. Let's rotate it. Not like that. Damn it. It's closer, I guess. Scale it. Move it down. Yeah, so that's all coming back to me. So, okay. So I want to see if it casts a shadow. It does not. So it's not rendering shadows, which is, you know, I don't care. Well, I do care, but render current frame. Okay. So the lamp being where it is, which is right there, you should see some shadow action like that. So why are we not seeing shadow? We have the shadow checkbox checked. I don't know why it's not working. Panel, radio, okay, so render. Nothing. Maybe I need to set the settings for this object to be... Or maybe it can't cast shadows onto itself because it thinks it's all one monolithic object. No, it's not. Okay. And a material, okay. Ah, so it needs a material before it can receive a shadow. How come I can't select, like, diddly dick? Alright. Okay. That's set to shadow, and so is that. So, what the balls? I don't know how to use this. I'm not gonna. Ah, fuck. Halo. Do not render material. Enable material for shadows. So it's on. Do not render material. Z buffer transference faces. And the edges of face. Let's try rendering as wire. Okay, so that's consistent. It changed something. Radio. Enable the radiosity render. The problem is I'm trying to see if I can affect this. Okay. It's fine. Alright. Renders it pretty dang quick. Ah, I think I know what it is. The light may not be set up properly. What lamp produce shadows? Heh. Well, everything's right. Does the graphics card not support that? I don't know why it wouldn't. It's a render. It's not real time. Unless it's just taken from the buffer. Shouldn't be. Let's take a look at this. Let's change the color of the light. How about that? Let's turn it to sun. There we go. Let's try this. It's a little brighter now, but still no shadows. Spotlight. Oh, crap. Hey, crap. Ah! A shadow! Finally. Hey, that looks cool. So it's doing something, dude. We're doing something, man. Okay. Texture, image. Load an image. See, now I can actually load in stuff. Okay, so... Now it's got the Windows texture on it. Okay, it's probably would do better on the plane here than the, which has a ambiguous object center. Interesting. Very interesting. We got some Windows 98. I don't know why the Windows 98 logo is kind of off center there. Can resize this. Why don't we render some larger resolutions here? Radiosity. Size 640 by 480. Render. 100%. Aha, there we go. That's neato. This is pretty snazzy. Oh, look at that. It updates the lighting information there. That's cool. So this lamp, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to cast shadows. If we switch to only shadows, it won't make any light, and okay. I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what that's about. Ooh, look at that background. Okay, so what we're going to do with the materials on this is I'm going to see if I can make it transparent as well as having the ability to refract light. So I've got to start with alpha a little bit there. Let's render in 1080p, which is bigger than this entire resolution of this thingy. Aha, it takes quite a bit longer there. Get some weird lines, too. I don't know where those are coming from. Oh, never mind. So what? Another thing we can do before we do a final render here is to go to, let's see. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, oversampling, 16. Render current frame. And this will make it take a long fucking time. Up. Up. Alright. There you go. So yeah, everybody, I will save this somewhere on the system and copy it out, and I'll put it in the description. If you really want to use this as a desktop wallpaper, you can. It looks like shit, but it was a rendering from Blender and Windows 98, which is something that I didn't think was going to be this easy. So thanks everybody for watching. It was kind of interesting to mess around with having pretty much exactly the same functionality that Blender had back when I originally used it for the first time. Is in working perfectly on Windows 98. I'm sort of like, wow, how is this? It just, everything just works, and it's fast and it's quick, and like not at all what I was gonna think working on Windows 98 was gonna be like. Now, something that might be more interesting to do in the future possibly is to look at some period correct software, as in 90s editing software. That's probably impossible to use. The only reason I was able to get this far is because I've used Blender before. So, anyway. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Fuck!
Hey smokers, Rock One here. We're here at whatever this is, anime something or other in Los Angeles, and we just got in, and it's been a very exhausting day, or I guess day and a night. I haven't eaten in a very long time, so I'm eating my $9 chicken Caesar salad. So yeah, we're gonna go look at stuff, I guess. We're still here and looking at people, I guess. I guess that's what you do here. We're gonna find out if there are other things to do. But I'm kind of too lazy to get up. But we'll cut to the part where I get up and we look at something interesting.
So I'm like, oh,
we're in the Big Wig vendor hall. We've got cushy carpets is my favorite thing so far. We're gonna see if there's anything else here. Yeah, we're gonna look around a little bit. So, Jesus.
Someone died. Another murder.
Well, let's just go find out what that is.
All right, we have 5 bachelors here.
Oh my God. What explains that?
You at my place. People are all over my car. That would be actually good too, but